Hello, Cecile. Hugh and I are here at your house looking at the water problem. So we've come up with some solutions. We're up here at the road. Hugh Dargan is going to show you, and I'm pointing the camera right there is the base of your Coosa dogwood, way in there. So Hugh's going to talk about ways to slow down the water and to split the difference. Take it away, Hugh.
I think that if you plant a mass of woodland ferns right in this little gap, and then behind it, down in here, you just put maybe railroad ties or something like what's on the street, and just and make it curve so that the water goes to the left and the water goes to the right, mainly to the, I guess, whatever that is left. And it'll disperse it out that direction. It won't all channel down here, because I can see where it's somehow getting in here.
It's hopping the curb.
Yeah, I think it is.
And because the water's coming down this hill, and somehow the road tilts more right here and then it goes on in. And then on the downhill side, we're going to walk there through the woods. Let's go on in, Hugh. And we were talking about how when you're actually at the Cornus Coosa, wolf eyes, you can put in, see, we're going cross country with you in your own garden. Don't you feel like you're right here? Okay, look, there's all, water's coming down here, it's coming down right there.
Collecting right across the
collects right here, runs across the Coosa. And we were thinking about you need something behind it to catch the water.
Yeah, but I think it should be sort of hidden up in under the rhododendrons, and maybe plant yet some ferns or something to hide what your, railroad ties or something like that, or rock. But you need to hide it very quickly in the spring. So you need to sort of plant secondary behind the Coosa and these hydrangeas.
And now we're going to walk down in front. You've got beautiful, your hosta's already coming up. So I'm standing here where your three rocks are. And you see how these four hydrangeas, five kind of, they're really clumped together. We were thinking you actually need more of a sweep of them coming around here. I know you didn't ask me to do planting design, but it'd be oh so pretty if you could just take it from there and just sweep it on down and around, and maybe stop it at the little termite thing. And then you've got 3 new boxwoods planted here. Then right about where my camera is, you've got this little terrace under your weeping plant. That terrace needs to be kind of tightened up a little bit. And maybe it can connect over to this rock. And then I'm suggesting that you put another terrace right under these little guys that comes on across here. And then it'll come to the end of the hydrangeas and tie back in down here by the green thing. And then that'll be more of a plain. And then up above it would be where we'd split the difference with that railroad tie system. I hope this is helpful to you. And here's the other thing. And look at all these, look at those pretty things that are coming up. Here's another last little tidbit, because I'm going to run out of ability to talk on the phone in a minute. You've got a really bad leaf miner. This is a bad infestation. They're actually, if they're hatching, they fly when you do that. But all 3 of these look pretty, oh, I just saw some flying. Yep, there they go. See them hopping? See them? There they are. You've got leaf miners actively hatching, so you need to get someone to come and spray these. Merritt will take care of them. And so, my dear, thank you for asking for the opportunity to give you a little advice. Your garden is always so beautiful, and it's going to be even prettier with these little tune-ups. I love you. Love your garden. Love yourself. It's MP. Bye. Well, Cecile, while we're here, I just thought I'd go ahead and take some pictures of what it's looking like today. I wish you could take this silver thing out. Do you really have to have it? It's not very pretty. And then looking at all these others, everything out here looks very nice. I love your backdrop and your arches. And then this terrace looks so good. And then I definitely think you need to prune your hydrangeas this year. They're going to be too thick, the standard hydrangeas. Go ahead and prune them back, because they will bloom on new growth. There's your sweet statue all swaddled in her clothing. There's Hugh Dargan waving at you. And then those look so pretty. Your wonderful upper terrace looks great. Oh, that he was saying that one looks kind of like it's leaning. It does actually. And I would suggest maybe putting some stone underneath your bench just to sit the feet on. Hugh thinks that there should be boxwoods in front of your 3 trees, and that the show where the bench could go, Hugh, right over in here, so that you're actually sitting there.
When you look
looking
down from up there, all the bench and the statue are seen at the same time, and I think the bench steals the show.
Yeah,
And
I agree with him.
Come into this space and see a bench, it looks more restful.
Yeah, sort of distributed. Your elements are distributed. Looks like to me it's going to get ready to rain any minute, but we're here. We're going to look at what we can while we can. This looks pretty. That's very pretty. All down here is lovely. Good.
I'm just observing, but I feel that you need not a chair just sitting there all alone like Prince Charles is going to sit in it, but you should have maybe like a rock or a big something, or a stone or something that looks kind of natural, just as a focal point, and maybe some hostas or some sort of little planting just to make it attractive, because I doubt anybody's really going to walk down there, but it just looks like it might be a meditation garden or something, something that you would find solitude
Like
in.
cinnamon fern with a beautiful bird bath.
Oh, yeah,
and
that
so,
would be a good
Cecile, this is what I suggest, is here we are, this is the step, this is the one. If this can get flattened up, so that when you step down, you're not stepping at an odd angle where you might fall and hurt your
Or
ankle.
you could come this way and just have a couple of stones on the ground.
Yeah, or some stones. They're just some
Why don't you
unfinished
just plant
areas.
that and then have this as the entrance. Just
But that's a great idea.
Put ferns in here.
So
Just
let's
have
look. So
ferns
Hugh suggests put ferns all
right in
along
there,
where
and
these railroad ties are.
then you sort of go on down, but if you wanted to enter, you'd just have like 1, 2, 3 flat stepping rocks. And
Right
then that
through
would
here.
announce that you go down in there and you'd have like whatever you should decide for that.
You know, Cecile, I think a really pretty stone bird bath, maybe with 2 little benches beside it. That chair would be blessed to have a friend, or just a bird bath next to it, and then some pretty
But a chunky
little
one.
chunkier, and then have pretty stepping stones down through that. Would be a nice, finalization to that view. Also, when you get down a little bit further on your steps, you are looking back in there at a lid. I think that's to your septic tank grinder. And this looks pretty down here, and it sounds nice too. Oh, look at your cinnamon ferns are coming up. This is so pretty. You really have a little oasis, Cecile.
Hey, Cecile, I'm thinking again. Take me for what it is, but I think when you're coming up these steps, all the way up, you're staring right at the house, and you've got a good opportunity to make more of it than the little holly bush with all those windows. Possibly if you put one of those tall
The arborvitaes.
just right there in front of between the double windows, and then maybe plant with something, other than a holly, I don't know what.
Just replace that holly with the
Little
taller thing.
boxwood.
It's starting to rain. And then she's got hanging baskets up above.
But I mean, it should be right here. That needs something, because this is where everybody comes back.
And it would be pretty from this side, too. Can you stand there, Hugh, real quickly? We'll get a sense of scale. Thank you.
Can't get in there, but
Yeah.
it'd be
So his hands up high are 7 feet. Perfect. And so just push it back in so it'll get some rain.
you'd have maybe have a little punch out so that this isn't in such a, this is all right.
Mainly just have that focal point.
Cecile, I just had a brainstorm. It's as you come in looking at it at this point, it's a node. You got 3 boxwoods here. You would have an arborvitae with a couple of boxwoods, and it all relate as a space rather than a walkthrough. It would create a space, and maybe you could even take like an extra stone here and there. Just let it bow out so it curves you around to go down the steps, and it also keeps this from being such a continuous straight line. It would just sort of soften up the space. That planting and just putting the stones here introduces you to go downstairs, and the same thing coming up.
I love the idea of flaring it out with stones and making a bow out node. That's great. And would you also bow the bed out a little bit and move that? Now that lamp is a problem. Cecile, please move that light fixture. It's a focal point. If it can be in the bed, it really is horrible. So we'll leave that in your hands. But that would be great to get it out of that spot, and then that'll make it all look more gracious.
It's like a gnome.
It's a gnome light.